Pastor, I've also heard a story about your famous Cavalier.
You don't mess with my Cavalier. If you hit that car, it won't be my Cavalier that will get dented. Your car will get dented if it's a modern car. And the day came when I needed a new car. And I remember going to an auction on Beddington Lane with my friend Ray Seaborn. And Ray was familiar with the cars. And when the Cavalier, Vauxhall Cavalier, came onto the front, he said, "Cornelius, that's what you're going for." And he bid that car for me, and I was so pleased. Well, what a car it was, Vauxhall Cavalier. And I used it. It served me well until the day that I was going to take it to theological college for the first time. And when I drove to the Oxford services, the car broke down. It couldn't survive the 200 miles. And I was taken all the way by AA Rescue Service to the end of my journey, which is Regents Theological College. But I'm saying this to illustrate the provision of God. For as long as that was my car, it served me well. One time I was taking it for MOT. Shelley Runabout, the BP, behind there was a service station where they do MOTs and all that. And so the guy said, "Would you turn the engine on?" And so I did. And I was getting a bit bored. And it wasn't the day of mobile phones. So the only thing I could do was just get a key out and begin to clip my nails. He comes back and he said, "Where's the key?" He said, "Is this Chinese takeaway or something?" He said, "Someone can take this car and run away." I said, "Well, they can, but they will drive it until they run out of petrol." That was my Cavalier. In my first year, I did church placement, and so I needed to drive that car with my colleagues who didn't have a vehicle, so we drove it there. But in the second year, I didn't need my Cavalier, and some students need to borrow it to go to their church placement because my placement was a chaplaincy placement. And so the weekends I was free. Sometimes they'll come back and they've broken the handbrake. And it was my cost. Those of you who borrowed it and didn't pay for the repair of the handbrake, I'm still waiting for you to pay for it. But that car served me so well. And the time came that I needed a new car because the Cavalier has served its time. I mean, you would have been around when sometimes I'm taking my kids to school, I'm doing the school run, and the fumes that will come out of the exhaust of the Cavalier, it covered the whole environment, and people didn't want to even look at me for embarrassment. But I prayed. And the Lord heard my prayer. And someone blessed me with enough money to go for Vauxhall Astra. Hey, estate. And I tell you, that was the day I was happy. My children were happy that we've gotten an Astra. And the difference between the Astra and the Cavalier was huge. But I trusted the Lord. When the Astra has served me well, I thought, "Lord, please, I need your help here." And one day, after preaching here, someone put an amount of money in my hand, and that got me a brand new Toyota RAV4. My goodness, showroom. And so wherever you are, what you have to do is to delight yourself in the Lord. Trust Him. Let Him know your needs, and He is your ultimate provider. That RAV4 served me well. That was my first 4x4 car. Hey, that day. The showroom car, folks. When I talk about this, people are not mindful of my own attitude of giving and God's provision. Give, and the Bible says that it shall be given unto you. Good measure, pressed down, shaken together, running over, the Lord will cause men to give unto your bosom. So whether it's a Cavalier or Astra or the RAV4, and now ML, it is the Lord's provision. He that created this universe will look after you. And may the Lord bless you as you listen to these illustrations. Amen.